Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Love of Business podcast at prconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media. My name is Maria Faith, also known as Miko, and I will be your host today. I'm a writer and spiritualist, entrepreneur, and creative. And today it is my pleasure to introduce John Sinchak, owner of TLC PC Solutions.
Thanks, Miko. We're actually called TLC Computer Solutions.
Oh, my bad. Okay, that's TLC right. Computer Solutions. Okay. Thank you. So John is a Pittsburgh native and a graduate of Pitt.
That's correct.
That's awesome. Who has been living in Las Vegas the past 25 years. He's married with one daughter who lives in Hawaii. Lucky daughter. And John loves to travel with his wife, enjoy outdoor activities, and has been a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yes, that's fine. I'm not allowed to go back to Pittsburgh anymore. They banned me.
That's funny. So, okay, so you so onto the business. You started TLC back in 2007. So what inspired you to start a computer repair and service business?
So a very good friend of mine, we were discussing business possibilities. He kind of wanted to be more like an investor side, and I wanted to kind of break out and do something on my own. So we sat down and looked at some different options, and I kind of always had a flair for technology and said that, let's start a computer repair business. And so I did my training, pretty much opened up shop by, getting a vehicle, packing it with a bunch of equipment, started advertising our business. And I was basically a one-man show, drive around town to people's homes and businesses and start repairing their computers.
That's a really awesome service. Is that common in the computer services space?
Well, I think you'll hear a lot of computer tech guys talk about how they started out of their garage, and that actually is the same. Even I, was in my car, but a lot of it came back to my house to repair, and so my garage became a repair center. You'll hear all the way from the likes all the way up to a Bill Gates who will tell you that he started in his garage. So I think IT people generally they just start in their garage.
All right, but now you have a location, correct? In Summerlin?
Yes, we do. So we, a few years into the business, it was actually during the kind of recession years, 2009, 2010. A lot of strip malls were just closed down or a lot of vacancies. So we were able to get a location in our current location right now, get in for a very good price. So it just made sense to go ahead and open up a retail location there. So we did that, and we were very successful there. So much so that we decided to go ahead and open up another location, and we did that up in the Aliante area. So we held on to that location for about 5 years, and then our lease was up, and we decided that we really wanted to go back to just a one location. And I tell you, talk about beautiful timing. We closed that store right before the coronavirus kind of came full force, and all the close downs and things happened. So it was really a blessing that we closed the store when we did.
Wow. Do you think that maybe you being so connected with your customers, because there's something on your website you mentioned that your passion for business is helping people with their technology struggles and providing excellent customer support. Do you think that level of connection kind of gave you an intuition about where your business was going to go?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think sometimes these things kind of take on a force of their own, and we just kind of go with the flow. It just made a lot of sense for where my business was going to move it towards a retail location. But we kind of have a balance now. We have like two companies in one. So we have our retail location, which is TLC Computer Solutions. And then we have kind of a division of our store or of our company called TLC Technology Solutions. And that division is solely dedicated to providing on-site support, whether it's to a business, to a residential, place, or what we do a lot of, especially this time of the year with the coronavirus, still restrictions and social distancing guidelines. We provide remote access support, and we do that a lot. And so that particular part of the company handles those areas.
Wow, that's really well designed.
Thank you.
Amazing. It's great to get that remote access, but then also, the options for the on-site is really helpful because sometimes over the phone and the internet, things get lost in translation, and having that, on-site support is really meaningful.
Yeah, we notice a lot. Some of our customers are struggling because some of the internet service providers like Cox and CenturyLink, they were not doing in-home repairs or they won't come in the house, and so that's created some struggles for customers. And so where we can, we will go into the home and and help with those issues that where Cox is not able to.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. That's fantastic to hear, because it's really frustrating when you get stranded with technology solutions and you're not a techie. So it's nice to know that.
Yeah, absolutely. This, if there's anything this has taught us is, we are more dependent on our technology than we ever thought we were. The ability for people to kind of change their business and look at what we're doing with schools and education,
Yeah.
we only have those options because technology is there for us. 30 years ago, this whole situation would look completely different for everybody. So
Right. Absolutely. We're moving with the times, and technology is definitely here to stay.
we call
So,
it job security in our field. We call that job security. Yeah.
that's for sure. That's
Yeah.
for sure. So, what do you love most about your business?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's just helping people. We know people come into our store and I can't tell you how many times this is how it starts out. I don't know anything about computers. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel stupid. Those kind of things. And we get it. We know our customers, they're very intimidated by the technology because we know technology is moving faster than our intellectual ability to keep up with it, especially as we get older. We know that you can throw technology at a 10-year-old and they intuitively know how to work it. But, you start getting to the senior crowd, they're being very frustrated because the demand is there that they have to use technology and they want to use technology, but it's frustrating. And so I think that what we love about our business is just really helping people through that process. And the reason I chose TLC for the name of our company is because we really want to kind of connote a certain spirit of our business. And oftentimes, I've heard so many people tell me that they didn't like the way technicians speak to them. They kind of speak over them or speak down to them or don't have the patience. But it's definitely a requirement to be on my staff that you have to have patience and just understand that people are intimidated and they need somebody to walk them through. So we have a slogan. We say, oftentimes this says we help computers with people problems.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
great. We help computers with people problems. That's fantastic. So it sounds like you have a really fun and uplifting culture in your business. How, besides awesome slogans like that, what else do you do to cultivate a supportive environment for your customers?
Well, I think the big thing is, we're a small staff, but each person has a very important role in making sure our company runs smoothly and that we're able to offer that support. So, the biggest part of, and I think it's probably just a panacea for all companies is, you just need good communication. And so we communicate as a staff on our customers, how to best help them. And then we just utilize each person's maybe certain talents or special resources that they have that they can, they can help this particular customer. So, when a customer comes in either with a problem or they call on the phone, we kind of filter the problem and then it goes to the person who's best suited to help that person.
That's great. So in your filtering process, do you have some kind of system or checklist, or is it more of an intuitive?
Yeah, I think again, we're very much like a family-run business, so we all know each other very well, and so an example would be when somebody comes in and says they're having an Outlook issue, they're like, oh, that's John, that's me. So they'll forward the call to me. If we know that they have they're a gaming computer and they have questions about games, that's going to either Jason or Julio. Those guys, they know their game stuff. Jason's a young guy. He's, in his 20s. And so he games all the time. So any gaming question, Jason knows the answers to that.
Very cool. Very cool. I love that. I love that environment. And I know that just flows through to your customers, and that they can feel that, that level of care and connection. So I kind of asked how you maintain the culture, but how do you maintain your love for the business? Like, is it something that you're just always passionate about, or are there things that you can recommend for people who might be going through a lull in the business, or at a crossroads? Or
well, I don't think you'll find too many IT companies in a lull right now. If they are, they're not doing something something very wrong, because most IT companies that I've talked to, and we do communicate with other IT companies, just as a way to kind of keep in touch with each other and let us know what's going on. But every one of them I talked to has been just overwhelmed, understaffed, busy as can be throughout this whole process. So, I think for us, it's the same thing. We just, we have a good system in place. And when you have a good system in place and everybody kind of follows that system, we're able to go ahead and, keep our productivity up, keep, up with the demand that we have. And, again, it gets back to communicating with our customers. Some customers come in, they have very urgent issues they need help with. And so we prioritize those customers. Some customers say, look, I'm not in any hurry, or I'm going away for the weekend, just take your time. And that really helps us kind of process and make sure that we prioritize who needs our help the most.
Those are some good tips for, on the customer end. Are there any other tips that you found that can help us as customers, have a better experience with technology?
Well, so yeah, I mean, the basic thing, like what we offer, but is to actually, a lot of people don't realize the solutions that are out there for technology, and so they may get frustrated. So calling a company like ours and saying, look, I'm struggling with this, or I don't know how to do that, or I would like it to do this. Is there a way for that to happen? And generally with technology, there's usually a solution for something. It just may take somebody who has the expertise and the resources to know what to put together. And I'll give you a perfect example of that. So somebody called our store the other day, and they wanted to be, again, working at home, they want to make sure they have the fastest, best internet connection. And so they called our store and they said they wanted to know, how much it would cost to have somebody come in and drop wires through the ceiling into the walls to put, outlets in so they could plug in the internet. And so I said, well, that's a very expensive process. There are alternatives for that. And I mentioned to them that you could buy they're power over Ethernet adapters. They're these adapters you actually plug in to the wall plug, and you connect the Ethernet cords to them, and they create wall outlet jacks without having to drill holes in your walls. And the customer was like, I had no idea about those. They've been out for years, but you just didn't know. So fortunately, we hopefully saved them thousands of dollars for having people come in, drill holes through their walls and make a big mess. And then, and spend a lot of money, where for, I think $100 for the parts, he was able to solve the problem over the phone, which we didn't really make any money out of it. But again, this is what we're, the part I'm passionate about. We just want to help people. And we know that if we continue to help people, our business will prosper.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I feel like, while technology is moving so fast, it's not really moving linearly. It's moving in response to our needs as well. So the solutions are just going to, become even more apparent, especially during this time where we have to adapt to using technology just to stay connected, Yes,
that's right. I mean, we know that, it's, not just a smart computer or a smartphone. Now we have smart homes within a home. We have numerous devices that are connected to the internet, from your, door locks to your refrigerators, to your thermostats. I mean, it's just not going to stop. And I think we'll become more and more dependent on technology, and people will, their frustrations will be there. But I have to say that, the equipment that I'm seeing coming out, the new products coming out, they have really great customer support for them too. So, people can always call into those support lines and find out how, and somebody's there to walk them through, how to set up a certain device. But of course, we're always there too to help customers as well.
Yeah, that's really great. Like, what would you have to say to people who are, who consider themselves like technophobes and, try to stay with the old technology as much as possible? Like, do you have any advice or?
Well, I think, the older you get, you use that slogan, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So in that sense, if life is good for you, the way you're using technology or not using technology, and you're comfortable with that, then more power to you. We don't have to be beholden to our technology. As a tech person, I just believe that technology can add such quality to your life for making things simpler, processes that you would spend a lot of time. I mean, I remember the day where my mom had a designated day of the month to do paying bills. She would sit down with her checkbook, her ledger, get all the papers, the bills out, and she would write all the bills. It was a 4 or 5 hour process. Most of us today, we don't do any of that. It's just all set up automatically through auto banking. We pay all of our bills automatically. Sometimes it's just a click of a button. So that's what I'm saying. Those are the areas where technology can be beautiful, but you'll find people who that's not comfortable for them. They would rather sit down with their ledger, write their checks out, and do that. And it's a personal choice.
That's true. If you like to do it that way, more power to you. But I definitely appreciate the automation personally. And I see also, when my grandmother in her later years, she loved to be able to connect through technology. And I see so much of that, coming out, especially with, the coronavirus and the distancing. We're having even more of a need to connect through technology. And so I think it's just going to naturally evolve to be an even more supportive industry because of how much it means to people to stay connected.
No, absolutely. I mean, you're so right when you say, I mean, if this situation we've been through, this whole coronavirus thing and the social distancing, and especially with the elderly who need to, be more cautious, technology is a great way to stay connected. And it really is powerful. Even my own family and we started doing Zoom meetings, and we could have been doing those the whole time because we live in different parts of the country. So it's not like we see each other very often, but we decided, well, why not? If we've got Zoom now, let's just do them. And I was thinking, why aren't we doing this more often? It's such a way to stay personally connected.
Yeah.
So, I encourage all people, if they, again, if it's something our company can help with, there's so many products and things out there to help with this, and it's very easy to set up. So, I would just encourage anybody who's needing to be connected to family that they go this route, and really they'll be rewarded greatly.
Right. Just embrace it. Embrace the Zoom, the Skype, or, Messenger, whatever medium allows you to see each other's faces and
and I want to, and maybe it's a question you have for me, but I want to speak to it because it's so important. I know in the past, many people, they always say to me, well, I just don't like that because, maybe somebody can hack me, or, we've heard about Zoom bombing and, coming on and people doing inappropriate things. And so, I like anything in life, there's always going to be the select, bad apple who's going to take something that's so good and try to ruin it for everybody, or just be stupid. But please, I would say, encourage people who are listening, do not allow that to discourage you from using and embracing technology, because it does so far much more good than those types of situations. Not everybody is out to hack you or to, Zoom bomb you. Those are just rare instances where, of course, when they happen, we do hear about them because the technology that we're embracing allows it to go viral so quick and so fast. Now everybody knows about it, but they're probably doing millions of Zoom meetings a day. So statistically speaking, you're just having a very minor problem. It'd be like when you talk about airplane crashes. Of course, everybody says airplanes are the safest way to travel. We all know that. But of course, when there is a crash, it's huge news and it creates fear for people to travel. And I think the same thing with technology happens too.
That is such a good point. Really, definitely some things to ponder about how, about embracing the benefits of technology, which are many and growing. And I also like to tell people, the more of us present and using the technology in meaningful ways, we are actually going to shape the technology, especially with AI and, the deep learning and machine learning and all of that that's at play too. We have an opportunity to interact with the technology and, help to shape it for us if we choose to.
Well, that's correct. I mean, again, if we allow fear to take over, then that fear will, I think, inhibit us from really allowing us to grow. And we have pioneers out there who, are just evolving so fast with the technology. And we're going to, again, it's exponential. I think as time goes on, it gets faster and faster. And again, we always have to be cautious, and you're right. And I think we always, we have to be careful and, and as a culture to make sure that, we're not doing things that would be more dangerous or cause more harm to people in their lives. But for the most part, I think technology is truly positive and will continue to improve the quality of people's lives, whether it's just making life simpler or through medical advancements, those types of things. It's just incredible to see what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I really look forward to seeing, what the future holds for us and, as far as technology and, the innovation that's been going on. And so I guess as we wrap up, are there any last, some advice that you would have for people to keep the love of business, the love of technology in their lives?
Well, again, it's just kind of if you're a little bit intimidated, a little bit fear, it's just like giving it a shot, just embracing that what it can do for your life. As far as for businesses go, depending on your business, but again, look at technology as a way to help your business grow, sustain it, to keep it connected. Again, and if there's, people out there listening who just, have questions or not sure, or just want different solutions. I mean, that's what our company does. And it's just, or any IT company can help with those types of things. So the one nugget I have for, anybody listening is, and this is the bad part of the pandemic issue that we're suffering with is there's a lot of scams out there. And so, people are out there now to take advantage of that. So the one thing we just say as far as the technology goes is to be careful with emails that you may receive. Make sure don't open up things that you're not sure about. Don't click on things. Never provide passwords that that people are asking. It may be an email asking for that. And certainly don't let people remote into your computer unless you know who they are and you physically can come down to their office and give them a hard time if you don't like what they did, like us. So
that's fantastic advice. Thank you, John. Yeah. And so if people want to find you, what's the best way?
Yeah, I know, absolutely. So our store is located in Summerlin, just right on the corner of Lake Mead and Buffalo. There's a Walgreens sits on that corner. We're in the back of that shopping complex, just to the right of the EOS gym. So they can find us there, or our telephone number. We're just easily Google searchable. You type in TLC Computer Solutions, you'll find all of our information, telephone number, address, and information just like from our website that tells all the services that we offer. Fantastic.
Well, it's been such a pleasure discussing technology with you and getting to know you and your business. And I hope everything continues to go well.
Thank you, Miko. I really enjoyed being able to share, a part of our business and to be able to, hopefully offer some good information to those listeners into how to use our technology.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And thank you, everyone, for watching The Love of Business. Do stay tuned for more great shows at prconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media.